Welcome, it's SVPod 101, episode 101. Stanford Steve is here. Red is at my feet. 101. I'm instantly remembering freshman year astronomy 101. Labs. This dude did the Doppler effect. He turned on this had like a rope with something on the end of it, and it made a noise, and then he swung it around in a circle, and it was like, woo, woo. There's this dude in the middle of the class that goes, do it again, like Spicoli. Why do I remember that? I don't remember much about the lectures I attended. Didn't attend a lot. Astronomy 101. I don't know why. That just dawned on me. Math 101. No, actually, it was Math 110. Was a struggle bus for your boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to pass it. I've covered this. I think I had it at Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 4. And then that Friday was always quizzes. And that 4 o'clock Friday, well, my social calendar just did not jive with that. So that...
How long did it take for you to get to that point? 2 weeks?
Oh, it was readily apparent that was not going to mesh with my agenda. I failed that class several times. I just am not good at math. And then also the not going part. Anyway, has nothing to do with anything. Stay in the fight, kids. Go to class. Or happy hour. Whatever you feel good about.
Don't have class during happy hour. That's rule number 1.
Schedule better. But you know what?
Or even Friday. No way.
Also true. Did you like to stack them but you're totally different as a student athlete.
I don't ask me about academic planning. I mean, all right. Lord.
All right.
Com 106, you had to do it for your major, communications. I think I took it 4 times. Dr. Laura Leitz failed me 3 times.
And then?
And we got a new professor for
Bang!
it. What do you know?
Suck it, Dr. Laura Leitz.
There was one change.
What? Professor?
Yeah.
Same guy. He just needed to figure out how to teach in a way that he could learn. Is that right?
Yeah.
Something.
Relative.
Yeah. Figure it out. Look at him. He's a media star. Failed it 3 times.
I haven't been asked to come back and speak to the old comm department.
You haven't?
No.
That's fine. They know where to find
Probably
you.
Better off that way.
I saw Coach Shaw up in Detroit last night.
Oh, yeah, again. Yeah, I talked to him in Baltimore for a while.
I said, hey, Coach, how about that dub? He came over to try to talk. It was literally the show was coming on the air. I had to give him the Heisman, which I felt bad about. But, I mean, he gets it. Yeah, I wouldn't come try to chat with him when it was 3rd and 3. He understands. So we're off and running. 7 weeks in the National Football League. Our buddy Cap sending us some notes. We have not seen this many 5-2 teams since 86, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
Does it mean there's a lot of good teams? I don't know. I jotted some things down. I'm confused about some of these teams.
10 teams have won at least 70% of their games this season, and 7 of them are in the NFC.
We've never seen that many.
Packers, Lions, Bucs, Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, Eagles. NFC in 1986 is the only other time there were 7 teams in a conference with a win percentage that high through week 7.
All right, so late night after we got home from Detroit, I'm jotting some stuff down. I was thinking about it on the walk this morning with Red. Double poop walk for Red. That's problematic.
He was backed up.
Double poop.
Waiting for you to get home.
You could get excited to see me. You could go ahead and poop. You don't need to wait for me to do that, pal.
Do you bring 2 bags?
You got it, several bags because he's a prolific pooper. Got a pen. I want to make sure I don't forget. Just remind me, somebody, the Louvre story. Okay, thank you. Where is the Louvre, Steve?
France.
Steve just wants him to get some
hot dogs and popcorn.
That's it. Hey, are you going to see the Mona Lisa? Nope, they didn't have popcorn and dogs. So I said, fuck it. Who's the best team in the NFC? You just named the 7 that are 5-2. How come I only have 6? I have Seattle, San Francisco, the Rams, Tampa Bay, Detroit, Philly. Who am I forgetting? Green Bay's 4-1-1.
Yeah, that's 70%. That's why he's on there.
Oh, there you go. See?
Math, dude.
And it's just math. 110. Friday, 4 o'clock quiz. Who's the best team in your estimation? Fuck who's the best. That's so low-hanging fruit TV and pods. Who do you like the best?
Detroit.
Okay. I saw him last night, man, and we talked on Countdown quite a bit about their secondary, and they had nothing. Safety, they'd never taken a snap in the NFL at the position. You're down Branch because he got suspended. You're down injuries. You got Ibuka back. You got Mike Evans. Fast recovery, Mike. Gosh, I hope you get well soon. I love that dude. He's been awesome for a decade plus out of A&M. Awesome. It's him and Jerry Rice, only guys to start careers, I believe it is, with 10 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. Awesome dude, awesome player. Anyway, it's Baker, MVP coming in, decimated secondary. They get their people back. They hold them to 9 points.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how impressive it was to see the way they got after Baker. He was never comfortable. And that's a guy it's hard to make uncomfortable because he kind of thrives in the chaos. I'll buy that. I have a different answer, team that I like the best, and it's the LA Rams. I look at their season and I think they beat the Colts, only team to do that. They lost to the Eagles because their kicker he missed an extra point, I think, or a field goal, but then the last kick gets blocked and returned.
Overtime.
Significant to some. But you're a kick clean operation away from beating Philadelphia, and you lose to a banged-up San Francisco team on a Thursday night because in overtime you've got a 4th and 1 inside the red zone where you could have kicked the field goal to tie it, but McVay, I got a plan. I think it's going to work. It doesn't. Those are your two losses. And the thing about the NFL that I think separates it for me is what's the gap between the ceiling and the floor? The tape you can put on that says this is us looking our best. Atlanta against Buffalo. Wow, look at that. You deploy Bijan. He's unstoppable. You shut down that Buffalo team. That's awesome. Same team got shut out by Carolina. That's the difference between your best and your worst. The Rams don't have much of a gap. Detroit really doesn't either. That first game at Green Bay, they didn't look great. Outside of that, they've looked awesome. So those two make sense to me. You can make cases for others. I'm sure Philly fans will say, we're the reigning champs. There's games where they look different in first halves and second halves to me, but that's a reasonable answer. But I like the Rams the best in the NFC. And they're on their bye after their victory over Jacksonville. Folks in London got to see some touchdowns.
Yeah, imagine that.
5 of them. The old graybeard. He's so good.
Yeah.
Stafford, when you talk, who are the best quarterbacks? You're going to name a bunch of other people, and then you'll remember to just throw him in by default. And still at his age, he's just an artist at the position. I must admit I was flying during the second half of the Seattle game, but it seemed like it was just very bizarre on the play calling front. It described to me Wi-Fi spotty. So I'm trying to figure out why was Seattle passing, and then what was Houston doing that was so offensive to everyone.
Seattle was going to blow them out. And then they threw an option double pass with Cooper Kupp, and he threw a pick.
I saw that.
So Houston goes down like that. That game's done, man.
I agree.
Place was in a frenzy. They're all pissed off because the Mariners lost. Like they were in for one, and you could just tell the momentum totally shifted because Houston just had to get something on the plate for halftime. And then there's so many collisions, man. Like guys just not giving a bleep and just hitting each other. But Houston gets it down. They're on the inch line. There's no quarterback sneak. Seattle, the pick at midfield, like it was just back and forth. Like what? Like crazy momentum swings where you're like, guys, get it together here.
Okay. Poise was lost.
Oh, man. So I don't feel any different about either team.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Houston had 1, 2 in a row coming in.
Yeah, and there's not much historical context for teams who start 0-3 and then win their next 3. It was just a handful. I had the stat on Countdown last night, and I can't remember exactly. It doesn't really matter. It's just to say, typically if you start 0-3, it's because you stink and then you don't win 3 in a row. It would have been a lot for them to win. They were down 14-0 off the jump.
Correct.
And
almost 21.
Right, they got cute down there.
Yeah.
How is that not a safety in the beginning?
I don't. That's
what is that?
These officiating, man. I mean, how about we'll talk about the 4 o'clock on Sunday. That interference call on Denver. Come on.
Not great.
So the other thing is Houston coaching decision. You have to kick the ball out of bounds.
Yep.
Or through the end zone. You have to do that. And because it didn't look great, because they showed D'Amico on the sidelines. He's looking at his paper. He's got that iffy, like, oh, we really just screwed that up.
Yeah, that's 101.
And game's over.
That's where I thought most teams have it. Maybe it's college more than the pros, but I mean, there's certain, you're there every Saturday on campuses. You'll see certain teams, you got 25 dudes in quarter zips, GAs and some assistant. It's the National Football League. Just have a dude in the booth who has one job, clock and strategy. And just, coach, got to be out of bounds. If you don't know for sure you can kick it out of the end zone, I get that they start at the 40, but you have to play football, because if you don't, then it's knees and we lose. That's also, it's just math.
That's it. Now, to your point, the big review, you saw Campbell's guy right next to him. Right next to him, he's talking to him, and then they are very good because they just disappear. Like, they appear when the coach needs them, and then poof, they're gone.
Know your role
with the binder.
I'm not here to tell you what to run a button hook. I'm here to tell you challenge, don't challenge, and strategy and situation.
So yeah, it was just very chaotic, which things get in Seattle. You pointed out they haven't been great at home. To me, they had the Seattle uniform on at home. Like when you think about the 12th man, that uniform, they win. They win in. I've said it time and time again. I really like McDonald. I think he gets a lot out of his players. They were down 2 guys in the secondary last night. And then you got the Kubiak is at Seattle, and then the new Houston OC, which CJ just doesn't look right in that system. I get it. The offensive line's not great, but nothing's quick and fluid, and there's no rhythm.
Seattle also,
and he's as good as it gets.
Yeah, but
when he could just sit there and pick you apart, it just something's off.
But that Seattle defense, the week before, I want to say they sacked Lawrence about 8 or 9 times as well. So that Seattle defense has got a lot to it. But that's a 5-2 team as well. So you have 3 5-2 teams in the NFC West. 3 of them. And you got Arizona looking at the results going, how is this our record?
Again, Sunday, 4 o'clock.
How is this our record? They've lost the most excruciating games. You lost to the mayors of Pooptown, although I think there's going to be a runoff. We'll get there in a bit. San Francisco at 5-2 is nuts. Our guy Trent Williams joined us Sunday night, who's just the best. He's just big, giant smile, medallion, sweating, mopping off the brow as he's talking to me, got this hat on. I had to ask him at the end. It's like, what's that hat? What is that hat you're working? He's like, it's just a little Prada. I'm thinking, you're the biggest human that's ever. They don't make Prada in our sizes. They do make it in Trent Williams size. But that's
Go ahead.
That's just an organizational DNA. We talk about championship DNA with Georgia the other day. San Francisco, there couldn't be more banged up. You lose the heart and soul on defense in Fred Warner. And he said, when I asked about, what do you guys look around and think? He goes, man, no one cares about your injuries and your problems. Just buckle up and play. They managed to win games when most probably wouldn't. Mac Jones, again, is he great? Not really. Doesn't throw for a touchdown. Doesn't matter. Christian McCaffrey, 201 scrimmage yards. So they'll get healthier over time. You're not going to get Bosa or Warner back. But they got some young guys on defense that stepped up against Atlanta. And as they get some of their weapons back, theoretically, it's a hard team to beat.
Yeah, I felt bad for that earpiece too on Trent because
I tried to tell him it's fine, dude. Just I'll yell.
It's a horrible feeling. We've all been there.
Well, and we know because it's what we do.
Yeah.
But when you're the guy that
just took a shower, his ear is sopping wet, and the earpiece is about the size of a
pencil
earplug.
Yeah,
and it's wet, and you can't get it, and he's moving constantly. So like he's a bigger human, so the slack on the cord is not as what it is for you or I. So I wish we could do headphones, but these guys you had the Prada hat on. He ain't putting headphones on over a Prada hat. I'll tell you that. But I have this for you.
Okay.
Detroit last night.
Huh?
You talked about it. You guys talked about it on Countdown. Guys, they were down. What they were going up against. San Francisco. The guys that are down.
Mm-hmm.
Team that they're going up against.
Hmm?
You see Robert Saleh as a defensive coordinator.
He has the Homer Simpson beard, by the way. If he shaved that at halftime, at second half, he would have it again.
And I asked last week, is it worth it for Callahan to take that job at Tennessee? Saleh went and took the Jets job. Disaster. And you watch him in his element as a damn good defensive coordinator. Kelvin Shepard last night, first year on the job as a DC. Aaron Glenn goes to the Jets. They're down guys. They played their asses off.
Yes,
San Francisco played their asses off. And that's what I just think about. Like, that's the good stuff, man. Like, because I'm sitting there all week. I'm like, the Falcons are not going to look like Sunday night what they did on Monday night against Buffalo.
No, you're on the grass in Santa Clara. It's wet. It's all that. It's always 58 degrees, and you're just not going to have a track meet like you do at home in Atlanta.
Correct.
And you're playing against the San Francisco team that's going to lock arms and fight like warriors.
Yeah, and then the Buccaneers. Been one of the best stories of the year.
No doubt.
You're going into Detroit, and I thought Troy was great. He brought it up on your show. He said it on the broadcast. He'd been there every other year for Thanksgiving, and it's done by then.
He said you could hear a pin drop in this place. Well, you couldn't hear yourself think in that last night.
It's not big either. Think about these like SoFi, Jerry World, even Atlanta's Dome. It's just 2 decks.
It's really hard to describe it. You haven't seen it. It's right downtown next to Comerica, which is cool. Seattle has it. They have amazing shots from above of the side-by-side stadiums. But it's built in such a way that from the outside, it looks like an office building. It's not giant. The footprint's not huge. One side is all suites, and then the other side it's like a Mac stadium.
Yeah.
It only goes up so far. It doesn't. What's the capacity in that?
I think it's in the 60s.
Well, however many people there were, it sounded like a zillion last night. $65,000. Good call.
Simple, but very good.
I agree. I'm going to make it clear. I like it. It's just unusual compared to so many of these other monstrosities. And it was good last night, but the team was great. The team was great.
And that's my point is you get the NFL is the best of the best, and it is broken down. You think you know stuff. These guys know the intricacies of everything, and you have a gotta have it moment in prime time. And I just thought the Niners and the Lions really showed their DNA. They don't want to talk about the guys that they have out. They're worried about winning a football game. Everybody wants to point out, and that's your job. You're on a preview show. You're going to point out who's playing. It's kind of important. But those teams don't. They're already 6 days removed from knowing this is what we got for this week. Let's go win a football game. And the investment and the staffs are they're that good. And that was evident because I'm watching games Sunday, and I'm thinking about you Sunday night in the TV business. We call it the A block. And until that Broncos, like you have the Sunday night game you're always going to react to with Tim. And until that Broncos-Giants game, I'm sitting there going, what the hell is the lead?
Yeah. I want to finish the Detroit thought with just the word you always use. Those guys in the secondary, you know what they had? Opportunity.
Yeah.
And it's a chance for guys to put something on tape to show around the league, hey, we might be backups here, but we can play. You need us, we can go up and lock down a great team. On Sunday, the 1 o'clock block it's the Pooptown window. There was a neck-and-neck race Sunday. for the worst football I've seen this season. The Vegas Raiders ran 30 plays. 30. We had the stats Sunday night on SportsCenter. The Chiefs scored 31 points and had 31 first downs. They were horrendous. I have been wrong plenty in my life. I gave out Rutgers. Wrong.
Never again.
Never again. Made a solemn vow. Safe. Rutgers, safe. Like ace 5. But as bad as they were, somehow Miami looked worse. In the rain, everyone knew it was going to be this horrific weather, and McDaniels got the hood on and the fear and loathing in Las Vegas gold-rimmed glasses, and Tua's throwing it to the wrong team, and they looked as disinterested, as lacking in spirit and motivation and want to as any team I've seen this season. And it was, when you see professional athletes in the midst of it, and they look like they just want it to end, it's unusual because there's only 32 of these. On Saturday, Kent State, God love them, when they go out to Norman, good luck. You have no chance. None. This is one of 32. The Raiders and the Dolphins on Sunday played as football as poorly as that could possibly be played.
Yeah. How many turnovers did the Raiders have?
I don't know that they turned it over as much as they just had a lot of three and outs.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it a little differently. Miami, it's not even Halloween, and it's 1, 2, 3 Cancun. Yeah, they're checked out. Like he's throwing the ball to the other team. I think his QBR, he has 2 of the worst now in the season. But the Chiefs, the best team in football, walked into that stadium Sunday and said, "We're going to just take care of this real quick, and it's over."
They had 1 turnover, the Raiders did.
Yeah, so they didn't have the ball.
Well,
look at the time of possession.
17 minutes and 52 seconds.
They
you know what they did not sign up for? 60. The Dolphins did not either.
And people could say they're wrong with their rankings or whatever. 15's got all his guys. They're the Super Bowl favorites. Good luck trying to get them. But Kansas City wouldn't allow Las Vegas to do anything. Miami just kept throwing up on themselves.
Okay, it's different versions of the same Pooptown or Doo-Doo Village.
Yeah, I look at the opponents.
Clearly, because Cleveland's not Kansas City. That's a great way to frame it. And Vegas just looked like they knew that they were fighting Tyson, and Miami looked like they knew it was going to be rainy and windy and miserable, and so they just couldn't be bothered to put forth effort. I was going to lead, I assume, with Miami and Minnesota and Philadelphia. That was at least a semi-close game in the 1 o'clock window. By the way, this week we have the big bye week window. So the 1 o'clock window this week, you get Cleveland, you get the Jets and the Dolphins. They're all playing at 1 o'clock. So enjoy that.
Just
magnificence.
More thing. Yeah. I just want to check it. Las Vegas was a 13.5 point dog. Miami was a 2.5 point.
Well, neither one of them got there in a teaser. I'll put it that way. So you have Kansas City as the team in the AFC and the NFL that you like best. I get it. We'll be there in Arrowhead Monday. Washington coming in. Daniels, yikes. I told you last week the concern level was high. Even with Daniels, Washington's got issues, man. You score right before the half, get to within 5. Here we go. Right down the field, Dallas scores. They can't stop anybody right now. And now Daniels is hurt. Washington's in.
They got to go to Madrid to get a win over the Dolphins.
The good news is you can go to Madrid, and the Dolphins will have put it in a FedEx and sent it there and said, "Here's your dub. All you have to do is come here to get it." They don't beat them, then yikes. I have a question for you, though, about a team that actually has a much better record than Kansas City, and they have the best record in football. It's the team who has played from the lead the most this season, who has won 4 of their 6 games by double digits, who has never trailed in half their games, which in the league where you have plenty of games like Green Bay winning against Arizona where the whole game you could just tell it's never going to be easy, but to their credit, they win it. Indianapolis mostly just plays from way ahead of people, and going out to play the Chargers, you kind of wonder, all right, Chargers have a defense that can make it difficult on you. Well, let's see about this. It's 20-something. It's 20-3, 23-3 at halftime. And it gets lost, and maybe it's not interesting to people, but coaches that don't know what to do and don't know how to manage clock and situation, they got 3 before the end of the half where Steichen and his group it's just masterful understanding of time, use of timeouts. How do we get to get 3 more? And they get it. That's what great teams do. They don't leave. They don't squander opportunities. 3 more might help us down the road. Or we're going to win by 14 and it didn't matter. So what? Play the right way. The Colts are good is what I'm saying. I understand who's their best win. I don't know. I know they beaten 6 teams. The only team they lost to is the Rams. They're going to have some opportunities on the road. They play the Steelers. They play at Arrowhead. There's one more good one. Remember when the schedule came out for Monday Night Football? And the reason we were excited for Colts hosting San Francisco is because we love that stadium, and Indianapolis a cool town to go to for an event. As it turns out, that's our best game on paper the rest of the way.
Really?
6-1, 5-2. I mean, look, Green Bay hosting Philadelphia. That's a good one.
Okay.
We got Vegas coming up hosting Dallas in a while, but listen.
Hey,
I got 2 words for you. Well, it's one word said twice. Lop, lop. Pear. I'm going to fire on some pie gal with my man. How do you play, Scott? I don't know.
Sit down.
I'll sit next to the big man. I'll ask for a marker, and we will wade into action. That's what I'm excited about with that one. But back to the Colts, because if I start talking pie gal, and
Let's table that.
I get so excited.
We got to have an itinerary for that.
How many hours of pie gal do we need? I'm going to need to sit in a semicircle and have
You need an outfit that's just going to have to go right in the garbage because it's going to be like an old day in a college bar of smelling like cigarettes.
That's fine. I'm going to get a jumper. I'm going to get a
onesie?
I'm going to get a terry cloth jumper and a bucket hat. And
back to the Colts.
Yeah, Colts. Thank you. See? Don't let me get off.
So
don't let me take the exit off the highway and start doing pie gal talk. When I watch them, I just think they're good. Jonathan Taylor leads the NFL in touchdowns. Jones plays well. You got to worry about Taylor. Do they have a great wide receiver? I mean, Pittman was sort of one of those guys people talked about. Not so much anymore, but whatever. Warren's really good.
Oh.
And Taylor's a machine at the moment. I just think the Colts are good. I think we went into the season going, man, I don't know what that is. Best record in football. You got anything that you've seen that you think contradicts or supports what I'm saying?
No, absolutely agree with you. I've always liked their roster except for one position. Figure out Pittman's more than capable. Alec Pierce gets dinged up a lot. He's healthy. Downs is a 3rd down guy. Warren is an absolute stud. You mentioned how good Taylor is. The one thing no one talks about, and I'm ready to move him to the top of the list, as long as 56 is healthy and that O-line's cooking with Quentin Nelson at guard, they wreck people. I mean, you talk about movement. You talk about getting shots on guys. You talk about getting to the next level and open up those lanes for Taylor. Jonathan Taylor would be the first guy to tell you how good that group is. So,
well, clearly
that thing travels. Just like a great defense, a great offensive line travels.
For sure. I mean, the axiom in the game forever is if you can run the ball and play defense, you could have a chance, which is why when we get to the playoffs and the games tend to scoreboard shrinks.
Mm-hmm.
Possess the ball, move the ball, extend drives, run it, stop the guy from that, get him off the field on 3rd down. Their defense is played better as well. I mean, the Chargers got some points, but it was all window dressing. They were never in that football game, probably because you decided, should we wear the powder blues? No, let's dress like a fucking highlighter.
Or wear our urine uniforms. One other thing.
Neither is a good 6-7. That's what that is.
Oh boy, here we go.
I don't know what it means. I will never say it again. I'm sorry that happened.
It's everywhere.
I understand. Please make it stop.
I can't get out of it in my house.
You think your kids do it?
Oh God, yeah. They can't.
Do they know
Olivia,
does it mean anything?
It's long. It's a whole different podcast.
I read about it. You know what? It doesn't interest me because
you got to do the hands though.
Right. I just did.
All right.
But it isn't for me.
Jack's already making a clip for this for social.
So please don't put it on social media. I beg of you. Please don't put this out. Scott wants to know what that. No, I don't want to know what it means. I know what it means. It means it isn't for you, old man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Going back to the Colts. Just talking about NFL assistants. Anarumo. Trying to tell me the guy can't coach defense? You know, Cincinnati, yeah, it gets stale. It didn't have a lot of players. You loved the Bengals last year, but you're blind because of the offense you love so much.
Yep.
There's serious issues. That's why they didn't go to the playoffs.
Correct.
And he's the DC.
And so Anarumo had to go.
And he's fine.
I thought a couple years ago he was on that hot assistant track where he'd become a head coach. You know, his problem was he was in his 50s and he wasn't seen as the hot young guy. Anarumo's been great for them. That's a great call.
Yeah. Sorry.
Can I see that Colts schedule real quick? Because I know they go to Arrowhead, and they've got some. There's another road game they have that I found interesting. It's Pittsburgh. It's at Kansas
Seattle.
City. That's it. At Seattle. And then we go right after that. I don't know what their record's going to be at that point, but I don't care. I'm excited to see him. Excited to go to that stadium. It's a fantastic venue. We've not been in the brief window of time that I've been doing the Monday night bit, but it was awesome to be in Detroit last night. I forgot one thing I wanted to mention in Detroit that I thought was telling. Dan Campbell said about Jahmyr Gibbs, he said there's no looking back. They've got him and Montgomery. Last night, the touches were 17-13. The yards were 136-21. Now, 75 of them were on one play where he ran the fastest anyone's run all year in the NFL. But, I mean, last year when Montgomery got hurt, Gibbs showed you what his ceiling is. And I think that there's a loyalty there, and I appreciate that you want to get Montgomery his. And if you didn't have Gibbs, could he be your one? Sure. Gibbs is one of the best running backs in football. Feed him.
I picked him as preseason offensive player of the year. Or maybe MVP.
Ball knower.
One of those on our guy Chris Long's podcast. 5-0 in picks last week. No big deal.
NBD. Don't have to pay for them.
They're free.
Winners everywhere. I thought this last night looking at Dan Campbell. And this is talk radio, me and Russillo, like C block, 3 o'clock hour in the summer. Who'd win in a fight? You know, I mean, it's just low-hanging fruit content. But I'm looking at Dan Campbell and I'm thinking, he could kill a man.
Oh, God, yeah.
No weapons, just a dip and a scowl in his bare hands. He could kill a man. He's just an absolute unit. He's long and rangy, and he's still super muscly, and you couldn't hurt him.
No.
You just couldn't hurt him. He could hurt you. And I love going back to that press conference and the biting kneecaps and everybody's ha, 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 look at this caveman mutant. Couldn't have more of an appreciation for that guy's real football DNA that translates to his guys, and also the football IQ to surround himself with a group that's going to make sure you're in the best position. Do I love going for it on 4th and 2 down there close and taking an end zone shot? No, I don't. I don't like that at all. 3 doesn't hurt you. Pennies and nickels become dimes and dollars. That's how it works. But I admire that guy. And then also looking at him, I thought he could kill a human.
I can remember the day after the press conference being on Daily Wager, and they throw it out there. Are the Lions going to win a game? How many games are they going to win? And everybody's laughing. This guy can't do it. And I sat there. I was like, look at the staff he assembled. It's all guys that have been in an NFL locker room and been successful. We saw Brunell's still there.
Sure.
You know, Aaron Glenn comes in. All these guys. Antoine Randall L. was, on the original staff. I loved what he did because he learned. He's been in the league. That's the other thing. He played for a long time, and he was an assistant for a while. He got an interim tag with the Dolphins. The guy, you could say what you want and look at him and say he's a meathead, but the guy has been around it. And you talk about, I think it's not Jimmy Johnson. It's somebody that's very highly of that. He was on that staff, and they were like, give me that guy. He might have played for Parcells when he was in Dallas. But it's a way of life. in that league that I know nothing about because I've never spent 1 second in it. But I can appreciate somebody that has, because when you hear them talk and talk about what you need and what the locker room has to be and where you have to have certain veterans, where you have rookies on a roster so those guys can help the young guys be successful, it is a perfect situation for him to build it. And I couldn't be more happy for the guy. And to your point about the fourth downs, I hate it too. And it just shows nobody's perfect, man. Nobody's perfect. He's going to have flaws. Everybody has flaws. But it's super successful.
But it's consistency also. If you it can't. It's the blackjack theory. If you hit 16 against the face, then don't decide, ooh, I don't feel good about this one. Safe. Hit it. You're going to get 26 11 straight times. The 12th, you can't go, I don't want to do it. There's your 5. Don't just be consistent. And he is. He is. The exact same thing could be said of Vrabel. And you see it, and you see it from his guys, and you see it with New England in a game that was very personal, obviously for him. And Drake May, we had it on Sunday night on SportsCenter. You know, the locker room stuff. It's the same every week. It's happy guys that they won and don't have to come back till Wednesday. It's a lot of cheering and whatever. But when Vrabel starts to address the team and Drake May just walks in, he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And then the whole team is like, yeah. And then the balls they throw to Vrabel, he's got no chance to say anything because they knew what it meant to him. And there is a connection in the same way you see it with Campbell. And those aren't the only two. Those are just the two that just leap to mind.
Yeah, you if you think Vrabel's a meathead, I got something for you. And I'll tell you right now, he's a 1 seed when it comes to having a beer, a dip, and maybe a cig. Just
try the cod.
That's the trifecta. There's not many guys
at the same time. And a cig?
At the same time.
I don't smoke.
I can't. Yeah, I can't get there, and not many can, but he can.
He's also high-level football IQ, lived it at the highest level with New England. That's a good football team. Good football team.
Where you at with Drake, man?
Pardon me?
Redraft quarterbacks last year.
People worried about, is Daniels injury prone? Is Drake, would he go 1? There were people before the season started that was the order. Mm-hmm. Let's not get crazy. He's really good. Washington is.
How about his deep ball? Oh.
Pardon? It's pretty. Oh. The one to Booty where Booty caught the booty of the ball at the end of the first half. I'm not a redraft guy.
I got to call in the
Washington's got their guy. We're fine. Who do you like the most in the AFC? Kansas City. Take them off the table because they live in their own space. Team. Fine. Is there someone else that you like? New England 5-2, Buffalo 4-2, Pittsburgh 4-2. Indy 6-1, Denver 5-2. We haven't talked about the game. I don't know what there's to say about it. I mean, Bo Nix was terrible for 3 quarters, and then they scored 33 in the 4th.
Only the NFL could have as bad as stuff that happened as you pointed out in that week. I mean, who won the Hemi last night? Flacco? That was Thursday night.
I wanted Jonathan Taylor. He was my nominee. He's got 11 touchdowns, but Flacco spinning it.
So. Like I said, only the NFL can have a game happen like that to just cover that. There's everybody's talking point for the next day.
Perfume on the turd.
Oh, God, it's unbelievable. But I thought it was very comparable to the craziness of the Giants-Cowboys game. You know, was that week 2? Where they just kept going back and forth.
Where
scoring.
Wilson threw for 450 and then got benched a week later. That's what.
My issue is people are going to point to decisions during that game, and people want to come after Daboll now. And I just beg the Giants, give Daboll a chance with Dart. Just give him a chance, man. You got something, you got a spark there, man, with Scattaboo. And, you lose your best receiver, but the guy, they're playing. You still they got torched in the 4th quarter, but there's still plenty of freaking talent on that defense. I just let let it go. Get some home games back in that place, and let those fans, get a taste of this with Daboll, with Dart, because I believe it could work.
We've been having Kyle Brandt on Sunday nights, Good Morning Football on the NFL Network, and we've felt the exact same about that game. And my point was that in our business, you're supposed to have this take, right? The Giants lost and it's inexcusable. Okay, fine. You've got a stat you can use to support that. 1,687 teams that have had a 19-point lead in less than however many minutes have won. Fine. And you can crush Daboll if you want. But that would mean you'd ignore the 50 minutes of excellent football against a good team and a tough place to play where the Giants were fucking great. And by the way, the last time Dart touched the football and left the field, they had the lead. Now, their kicker missed the extra point. He missed 2. Can't have that. Now, the PI that set him up for that touchdown is an absolute garbage call. It's my least favorite. Anytime there's a deep ball and there's always a bit of hand fighting. I mean, everybody's doing this and whatever. The Giants did a lot on tape. When they look at it, are you pissed? Is it the same loss in the standings that you got against Kansas City where you look terrible? Yeah, it counts the same. I understand. It isn't the same if you watched it.
No.
It isn't at all the same. There's a lot to like about what the Giants did, and you don't have to squint to see it. I think we both feel the same about that.
7 of your last 8 quarters are your best quarters in like 3 years.
That's perfectly said.
Really? Thanks.
Well, look at who they were.
That's what I said.
Look at who they were against Philadelphia, because and all this talk of who's good, who's not. And by the way, Denver, I don't know what you guys are.
Yeah, I mean, either.
I don't know, man, because your record says you're 5-2. But when I talk about like the Rams and feeling like the difference between their best and their worst is real skinny, the best between Denver's best and worst is a lot. 13-11 against the Jets. Yuck. It's 19-0, and Knicks can't do anything. And then, to his credit, it goes nuclear. Stand, fight, all that stuff. Good for them for doing it. But you're not going to live long if that's what you're doing, pulling rabbits out of hats like that. I don't know what we got there. But they won the football game, and yay for them. But the 7 quarters New York played against Philadelphia, the reigning champs, at home on Thursday night, a team that had dominated them both in primetime
like
windows
decade?
and in any other window, and you give it to them, and then you're playing Denver and you're playing from ahead. You said it. I'm stealing your line. I'm just saying it again. 7 of the best 8 quarters you played in a hell of a long time, and you come out 1-1. And so if you're, if you're Paul and Paramus, if you're Bobby and Bloomfield and you're calling in, fucking Daboll.
Don't do it.
I'm with you.
Don't do it.
We both like him, though.
Correct. I think about so many of my buddies that are Giants fans, and I get it. You're going through those years. You can't win a game. Last year, I don't think they scored a touchdown until November at home.
That's the point. You've suffered through misery where you guys were garbage. This is frustrating, but I'd rather be frustrated like this than a game where you're just sitting there waiting to die.
I try and live by the saying, embrace the journey. Embrace the journey. It's fun as hell. You got Scatterboo and Dart. Are you kidding me?
And the guys on defense that they've got.
That burns, dude. Do you want to talk about scary people?
Well, the shot of him walking off pissed off. Of course he's pissed off. They should have won the football game. He's furious. It's hard as hell to win. And when you squander an opportunity, that should be infuriating. It should hurt because it's hard to win. There's a big difference between being 3-4 and being 2-5.
Forget their schedule.
Giants?
Yeah.
They get the Eagles again right around the corner.
Jesus.
Eagles, Niners, Bears, Packers, Lions, Patriots. Yikes. Here's the good news. You're going to get a chance to find out.
They have to win. Is that this Sunday, Niners?
No. At Philadelphia.
See, what are we doing with this schedule?
With the sandwich of your division games?
Come on.
I couldn't agree more.
Let's be better.
Steve doesn't want any division games in September, and then he wants you to miraculously make them not play in the same couple of weeks later. You can't have all of it. You're going to have to pick one or the other.
I can have better than 2 times in 3 weeks.
There's a lot of that happens.
Come on.
It happens a lot.
That's terrible.
Yeah, this isn't the NBA.
They don't even get to enjoy it.
You get home and home. That's true. Philly will be like,
yeah,
come on. Come on.
What else you got?
Pooptown.
Oh, boy.
Let's stay in New York. Boy, do the Jets stink.
Pooptown.
Haven't won a game.
You're going to have them Sunday.
I can't do it.
You're going to have them.
Let me tell you what I can't do anymore. Bet on shitty teams that have no chance. I'm not obligated to, but I'm the guy that plays blackjack, right? 16 against the king. And so it just tells you what you're supposed to do. It's showing you what to do. And if you play that way, then that's what you must do. But you don't have to have Tennessee. I thought
every week.
I didn't think I had to last Sunday, but then this is free on New England. And then Tennessee's leading. You're like, oh, who's the smart guy? Tennessee, Pooptown.
Pooptown.
Vegas, Pooptown.
Pooptown.
The Miami Dolphins
Pooptown.
are this week's mayors of Pooptown.
Warden. They're the warden.
Wardens, the dean of Doo-Doo Village. They are bad, buddy. And I don't want to do it, but New Orleans, you got to do more than just sort of compete.
Thank you.
Just try. You guys do, but you're negative 61, and you're not good. Got a great center, just got hurt, going to have surgery. You're in Pooptown. New Orleans, Miami, Vegas, Tennessee, and the Jets. We're going to leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina's won 4 games in a row. Now, you just beat the Jets that are in Pooptown in a game that was just unwatchably gruesome. But you won. So, 4 in a row. I mean, the Bears have won 4 in a row. I don't know if they're good. They beat the team in Pooptown. But 4 wins in a row, it's 4 wins in a row. So, that's what I got for you.
I got great news for people.
Go ahead.
Monday Night Football doubleheaders are done.
No more. There will not be any more of them. Moving forward,
done.
No more. I got bad news for you. If you're going to be on the bird with me moving forward, we go Kansas City, Dallas, Vegas, San Francisco. I think that's the next 4. So the little shorty hops are done.
I'm fine.
That third one, though, is going to be a little pie gal.
You got to push that.
That Tuesday, the Tuesday pod.
We get wifey's got to get the kids from school. That
might
day.
Shove that one into Wednesday.
I'm all for it.
So that was like a Summerall Wednesday coming up.
What if we just stayed all day Tuesday and red-eyed home Tuesday night?
House of Buggin'. See.
Or just stay Tuesday night and fly home Wednesday.
Abso-fucking-lutely not.
Why?
In the history of the world, let's just stay a little longer has never once worked.
Oh, buddy. How about that time you did it when we went to Arizona? It's the opposite of Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not leaving because I was boarding the plane and you texted me and said, I'm not coming.
Yeah.
There are a couple commas, I'm guessing, on that donation. You wouldn't give in.
I'm nothing if not stubborn and unflappable. And I'll fire. But problem is you just sign your name and they just give you more money. Only it isn't yours. And then it really isn't yours because then the chips are in the other side and then you get a very innocuous white. What's this? This is from the win. Oh, let me crack this open. All right, let's see. Oh, God, was it that? Yep, those are my signatures. Okay, so let's not stay an extra night. Okay, let's not do that.
I'll never forget. It was Clemson, Alabama national championship in Arizona. We had a little doohickey. It was a moneymaker until you extended your stay. I fly down there. The first time I see you in Arizona, you're walking into the office at the stadium, and there has never been more of a look on your face that you just got pummeled.
Defeated.
Never again.
See, I'll never say that.
Maybe
because
stay for a dinner.
I mean, you go get a nice steak, and then you just wade in, and then you just see how it goes. Take the temperature of the room. But then, again.
Check change.
Color in. But then it's that, we could take that later flight.
Mm-hmm. You know what they've perfected, too? There's no more afternoon flights.
Of course there is.
Morning or night.
What's
then
that?
You get to go in the smoking room.
There you go. Try the cod. Vegas is the scene in A Bronx Tale. Now yous can't leave.
Ooh, buddy.
They won't let you. But the good news is we'll be on that. The PJ life is the plane leaves when we tell them. So there could be an afternoon flight.
Yeah. All right, we're in. Block it in.
Oh, God.
We're not going to bed.
What you all just heard is a really, really bad decision being made in real time. Me saying, no, but wait, realizing, we can just go when we want. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll play that one by ear. Keep that one.
Make sure you're doing your chores around the house.
Keeping it fluid. All right. We just make sure we don't push the flight. Just pick a time and then leave when we say we're going to leave. You're going to Nashville.
Yeah. I got a couple other things real quick, though.
Before we get to Nashville, Steve.
I got to looking back.
Couple things.
Because last night was all-timer night, and I know you couldn't partake in all. Just the 2 football games and a Game 7. The Game 7 was unbelievable. And
the Springer dinger was a scene. I have no problem saying this because it's just the truth. I was rooting for Seattle because they'd never been. And that said, those folks in Toronto, when he hit that ball, which it was eerie, I called it.
Yeah.
You know how you get those feelings? I said it's scary hours for Seattle.
Did you have the voice on with Smoltz?
We didn't.
Because he was way ahead of the Munoz thing. He's like, you got to have him up. He's got to be one of the guys getting loose. He's like, I'm looking out there. I don't see him. And then, Kirby was good. And there always comes that time. And you could tell on the other side, Bieber didn't want to come out when he did. And it was rough because Seattle's right there, man. Right there. But you could see, and it goes back to our discussion with playoff hockey and playoff baseball. But that swing, you still have 6 outs to score a run, tie the game, or whatever.
Game over.
It was just, and then Bassett, who comes in, who I thought he was perfect for that situation, to come in when he did. Just being a veteran there, I almost thought maybe the 9th also, but I'm not messing with Schneider. He's been unbelievable. And that team is, you talk about responding. They did it. And I think the last one was the
93.
Oh, and no, Mets were 86. They were 2 ago. You're right. Losing the first 2 at home in the series and winning the series.
Okay.
It's the only game they won at home, right? The 6 and 7. Anyway, I just cataclysmic momentum shift, and shout out to them. It was, and then I don't know, did you see the Cal Raleigh post game?
I didn't.
It's rough. It's really rough. He's in tears, and he said it's a failure. And I thought about it all night long, and I give him a lot of credit for saying that because you could see it was him because he expected to win. They had the lead on the road. They've never been before. And to get that close, man, it got in him. And I think the world of that guy for what he did for that team this year and doing what he's done and grabbing the All-Star weekend, taking it all on.
Well, and when guys won't do stuff and to be willing to say, fuck it, I'd love to I'd love to be that guy. I'm a little kid that said I was going to do it, and then I did it.
Yep.
And he was great.
Yeah.
He was great. And I think about, I didn't see his sound, and I want to see, I'll go listen. But what I think of in terms of getting this close, and the team I'm going to mention was even closer because they got to that stage only finals. Remember the wreckage in Oklahoma City and the hallway of that Pacer team after Game 7. Yep. You're talking about grown men that have just run a gauntlet, got this close, and Halliburton comes out and it's guns blazing, and he's on one, and you're thinking, all right, we might do this. He goes down. You still have the lead at the half. Now, the half of an NBA game isn't the bottom of the 7th, but it's the lead on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And then it all comes crashing down, and you have to wonder. Like, Siakam done it in Toronto, but there's a group of people that it's reasonable to think this may be as close as we ever get to grabbing that ring. And so for Seattle to be that close to earning the right to walk into the buzzsaw that is or are the Dodgers, but they've never been. And so it would make sense that Raleigh's, I mean, to frame it as a failure, I wouldn't say that, but he's the one that's in the arena.
And that's why I give him all the credit in the world, because plenty of people have been there. Coaches, I think of the great ones, they're like, we're going to hold our head high. You know, we brought a lot, to the table, and I'm super proud of this team, whatever. That's exactly what he's feeling, though. Mm-hmm. You could see it in his face and hear it in his voice, and I just it's brutal watching. But you see how genuine of a dude he is, and then to say it, knowing that he is feeling that, it takes a lot, man.
Yeah, man, I hear you.
Takes a lot. Oof.
Amazing scene in Seattle. I mean, we Fowler and Lewis and Dan on our broadcast and the side by side. Amazing downtown. Seattle's as beautiful a place as there is, and to see both of them lit up, and the 12s are cheering on their guys, and then the Mariner fans are just thinking, all right, we're gonna have 4 more games minimum, maybe 5, maybe 6, 7 if necessary. And then you hear it all the time when managers talk about it just ends, and it's just this marathon that abruptly is over. And I don't know how you mentally process all that.
Exactly.
I'll say this about Springer, though. Certain guys that have lived in that moment are just built for it. And he got his opportunity and he didn't miss. And that scene in Toronto was every bit as good as it was in Seattle when Suarez hit the slam in Game 5. Mm-hmm. Joe Davis told me the stadium was actually shaking. How lucky it is that this is what we do, right?
Yeah.
Like these are the things we get to go live in, talk about, and experience firsthand. Being in Detroit last night, etc. We'll be in Arrowhead. You'll be in Nashville this weekend.
Just take the Dodgers. The Blue Jays don't have a chance.
No chance.
0.
Check CTB. Check the bet.
Maybe Schneider will.
Such a hater.
I can get a line in them. But
yeah,
enjoy it, Toronto, because you don't have a chance.
No chance. Looking at down the road.
Still going playoff hockey?
Am I? Oh, I don't know. I mean, the NBA started. I don't know. I don't have a job anymore. Apparently,
no. I'm saying playoff hockey. You prefer playoff hockey more than baseball?
Oh,
our lifelong conversation. I mean, I'm in the wheelhouse here because it just happened and we're in it.
Overtime playoff hockey wins. It's the more stressful of the two because you're playing, you dump the puck in, it bounces weird off the board, something squirrely happens, and it ends. You at least can prepare yourself mentally that we could lose in this at bat. You can't lose in the bottom of the 6th on some weird play.
Mm-hmm.
By rule, you get to keep playing. Playoff overtime hockey has no defined ending. It ends when it ends, and you don't know when that's coming.
Well, you could say the same thing about extra innings.
No, you can't, because if Seattle scores in the top of the inning, I still have 3 outs. I get a chance to answer.
Yeah.
Well, but in playoff hockey, you don't have any opportunity to answer. There's no top of or bottom of an inning. It's just all.
I understand, but very rarely is somebody taking the puck and going right down and scoring where you don't have a chance.
I know, but we're trying to clear the puck, and then something weird. How often does
deflections? That's
some squirrely thing happens, and then it's just over.
All right,
that's worse.
I prefer baseball because it is the hockey. You're right. The hockey is more stressful.
And it also is more, puck luck's just another way of saying it's not a satisfying or just outcome on occasion. I understand the argument for baseball because I'm not saying it's an easy one to make, but there's compelling reasons why that's true. And it builds, and it's this stress that's a slow burn.
Yeah. I think we both could be right. I prefer playoff baseball because it's less stressful, which is crazy saying compared to overtime hockey.
Well, think about whatever network it is that has it. What's us or TNT or Fox or TBS, whomever. The director, it's all they do. Give me a cutaway of some lady with her hands in her face.
Give me Surrender Cobra.
There was that one dude that looked like he was having a medical episode from Toronto, and like they get it out, and he'd be like, 2 more. He truly looks like he's going to expire if they don't get Rodriguez, and then it's him, a guy who's homered earlier. I mean, if it's not going to be Raleigh, that's the guy you want. You get your guy up there.
Mm-hmm. And I noticed it in the top of the 9th. But those Blue Jays fans that put Chow, Seattle, the white T-shirts behind the plate in the top, you're nuts. Because that would be like 8 runs for the other team if I put that shirt on. You're crazy.
Don't speak until it's 27th out's been recorded. I hear you.
Hear that one.
I hear you.
You been to Nashville?
In my whole life, not once.
No.
One of those weird things. It's become Atlanta was the place forever that was the funnel in the SEC. Everybody went to Atlanta, and now it's Nashville. And Nashville's attracts from not just the SEC. I think Big Ten folks are like, let's get to Nashville too. You know, it's become the spot. I've never in my life been there.
I can't think of a place that's would be worse suited for you.
For me?
Yeah.
What, like going to?
Although I did when you were telling the great story of being at the bat mitzvah, got this sense like you want to get back into partying. You had a good time at a party.
Yeah, I took a shit ton of ecstasy at this thing. I was rolling my face off.
Not true. But it's so loud. Every place is mobbed.
Honky tonks.
And just guitar after guitar.
But see, you said something that was troubling
live
to me.
Music.
See, tell people, you have the balls to tell people this hot take?
I don't really like live music.
Who doesn't like live music? Live music is so superior. What do you prefer, a CD?
Yeah.
No, it sounds so great
it's
live.
Too loud, man. I can't do it anymore. You're deaf, so that it doesn't affect you.
What's that? Right, just don't put my hearing aids in. I'm just looking around. I was like, have they started yet?
It's
come on, Luke Combs singing isn't live and awesome.
I don't know the songs.
Well, that you don't.
You know, like that's why
tell the truth. I don't like live country music.
What else is there?
R&B, rock and roll, rap. Rap live. I'll give you is it just
no. It's all, and R&B is kind of hard now too. It doesn't sound the same.
Well, that's why the real ones that actually
Jimmy Jam with the board and all that
play instruments.
Yeah, I respect you. I wish I learned how to play the piano.
I just hope Kashmir doesn't listen to our podcast because he is the king of live music.
Oh, really?
Loves live music. He and I bonded over that. He introduced me to the Marcus King Band.
Oh.
You familiar with them?
No.
Dude, Jack, give me something on this board so I can give me a couple of things I just want him to find. A couple of songs I want you to acquaint yourself with.
Bill Lesh and Friends?
No, you want to hear Rita Is Gone. That's my song.
Where are they from?
She ain't coming back. The Marcus King Band, I believe.
South Carolina?
South Carolina. I want to say.
Let's say Greenville?
I want to say that our guy Kashmir saw him at some tour event. He's this young prodigy.
Oh.
But that's something live? Come on. Some blues guitar live with some horns? What's fucking wrong with you? This is offensive. It has nothing to do with being deaf or old or anything else. It's just about having no taste.
Like a nice, quiet place. I could watch a Thursday game. Watch you after.
Hey, you want to go hear some live music? No, I want to watch the Jets and the Falcons on Thursday. You could put it on a screen. At least you wouldn't be filming the concert.
No, I will definitely not. That's the other thing. I listen. I know
it's fine.
It's a horrible take, but I just
listen. I admire you for saying it.
All crowded, the crowds too. That's just.
Is it like Beale Street where there's just one after another after another?
Yeah.
And all those bachelorette parties.
Yep.
And everybody's out falling down drunk.
And no one goes to bed.
Well, you have to because you have to get up early. Is the anticipation that this will be a scene. Has game day ever gone to Vanderbilt?
Yes.
For what?
Exactly. I was doing the math.
Was it James Franklin?
No. It was they went there when Auburn. It was when Rosillo and I were on the road for Game Day Radio. We went to Auburn, LSU at Auburn, and then TV went to Vandy the next week. I want to say that was
Well, they're top 10, which they haven't been in ever since Game Day existed or anything else. So
yeah,
the big one.
Oh, can't wait.
Same number, by the way, that they were last week against LSU. Curious.
I get the feeling it's a lot like when we went to James Madison. And we put you're going to a place, right? You know, you're gonna throw shine on the host school and tell this like the Pavia story and Clark Lee, and it's gonna be the live music and the big city.
And then Appalachian State beat them.
And you know who the head coach James Madison was?
Who's that?
The king of head coaching right now. Cignetti couldn't even overcome all. Because I said on our call yesterday, I said, we are the distraction.
For sure.
Like, and you know, the rat poison and all that. Like, this is a test. Like, Vanderbilt, they're a very good football team. They could go to the playoff. Now they get this, you know? And then we've seen teams not be able to respond, and that's why I'm so fired up to see how they respond. Because Missouri's a good football team coming in.
There's a bunch of Coach Corso careful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bandy careful.
Yeah.
A&M against a wounded LSU team.
That plays Saturday night.
When the sun takes its home on the western sky and it's nighttime in Tiger Stadium.
Because you got mad, frustrated Baton Rouge fans.
The voodoo will be on a billion. A billion.
They're dogs.
A billion. I've never meant this more than I mean it right now. Buckle up.
Yeah.
Because that's all the voodoo that you can get. You get four corners salute. You get neck. You get all of that stuff swirling. A&M, I think you're awesome. You go in there and you walk out with a dub and you will have the highest rating of respect that I can put on anything.
I totally agree. Elko knows what what they're getting into. All our friends down there, and I mean, they have, it's the best setup we agree on in for a Saturday night in sports. Everybody has a cup. Cup sellers must be great in Baton Rouge.
No one has more cups than you.
No, these are different kind. These don't have tops and straws.
Different sorts of cups.
He's got room for a lot of ice.
Understood.
In the brown water.
Understood.
But they are. You're getting the full experience there Saturday night because it's on in a lot of ways.
BYU's on the careful list as well. Iowa State's
underdog.
Correct.
Go ahead.
Please.
BYU was an underdog at home last week.
Against Utah.
Gutted one out against your rival.
Yep.
You're an underdog again.
And Jack Trice against a team that's lost a couple, fell out of the rankings.
Off a bye.
That's a lot for them too.
Yeah.
The Bears stood tall, the freshman quarterback, but that's, again, 16 against the face. I mean, Cincinnati was home against Iowa State when Iowa State was unbeaten and Cincinnati was favored. And you say, well, that's curious. Cincinnati wins. This is the same type of thing. Feels like the same flavor. I'd have massive respect to BYU could stay perfect walking into that and walking out with a dub.
You had it as your A1 game Saturday. I went back and watched.
Arizona State, Texas Tech?
Yes. And the way Arizona State possessed the football,
it was like the Denver Giants game.
They made it really, really hard for Texas Tech. I just don't know what to do with Texas Tech because they lost the road game to a good football team with their backup. Like, should they get penalized for that?
Well, this is where the brand name thing comes in for sure because, I mean, I don't know what they dropped to, 14?
Yeah, that's a lot.
I agree.
Right? Okay.
I agree. That doesn't happen. I mean, I don't agree with all the bullshit about the SEC, but they definitely have way more residual buy-in among the poll. The Tech falls like a rock. I wrote this down. This is just apropos of nothing other than I can't remember. I can remember when it was very different. I can remember when Oklahoma State was in the Big 12 and they were a team that Stillwater was something. They're 37-point underdogs.
38.5 now.
Okay. Oh. Wisconsin is a 33-point underdog. I mean, I just wrote those both down because I thought, my God, you're talking about teams that used to be a notch below, right? I mean, it's bedlam, but they were always punching uphill against Oklahoma, never quite got to the place. And I understand how frustrating that was, but it is a whole lot different than this. And Wisconsin was never quite Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State, quite. But now to be a 33-point dog, and I guess apparently this week their athletic department was like, look, we're frustrated, but, and I don't know, I mean, Badger fans have been chanting fire Fickle. You want to be in this mess of trying to find a coach when it's going to be chaos in all directions? I don't know. Oklahoma State's already looking, obviously, but
UCLA's getting like 28.
Well, yeah, because Cignetti's shown he's going to try to make sure they win by more than the number.
They're monster numbers.
And lay them, okay? Just go ahead and lay them.
Yeah?
I think so.
I went back and watched the Rose Bowl game.
We have to talk about it.
I liked UCLA's uniforms.
They did look nice.
We got to bring the black cleats back, everybody.
Agreed. This with the spats, it just looks so clean. Looks so clean.
Yeah.
Ole Miss OU line. What'd you make of that?
Fishy.
Yeah.
Ole Miss they're better than I thought. Watching them in person last week, they're better than I thought. And I made it a point. That's why I picked Georgia. They're not as deep up front as they were last year. This is the telling of what you can overcome. When you look at that fourth quarter at Georgia was the difference maker. And now you go, this is strength versus strength. You got Lane Kiffin in an offense against Venables in a defense.
Yep.
What's going to give?
Not an elimination game, but it
is.
I was going to say it's as close as it's going to get. And Ole Miss hasn't done that thing yet where they lose that. Last year they lost to Kentucky at home. That was a bad one. That really cost them late. They fought their ass off in Georgia, but you don't want to go messing around and losing a bunch more. This is South Georgia, by the way. South Georgia Catfish.
There we go.
That's Chad Powers. I don't have any sipping whiskey in here, but we just
those will work in Baton Rouge.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what you need? You need two of them in Baton Rouge. You get you two. You get your little sipping whiskey and
chaser.
There you go. You just go bourbon in one and your cola in the other. Get your Diet Coke or your regular or your not zero. That's not for me. But you just get you some sipping whiskey and a chaser. Or you put you put some boudin balls in this and then you put some etouffee in the other. That's how you do that.
Little shrimps.
What is this? Is this a hoodie? Sending out swag. Hell yeah. Oh, that's it's just a regular one. That's an ugly ass fish. Right there. There you go.
Catfish.
That's why. A catfish would be good, though, for actual school's mascot, because you could get your Muppet and just make it a big-ass fish.
That'd be awesome with the whiskers.
Sure.
The other problem, it's better than bobcat. Bobcat, there's too many bobcats.
Yep, not enough catfish, except South Georgia. Chad Powers, check that out. Hulu. I told you that I needed to tell you the Louvre story.
Yeah.
So, real life, fascinating. Sunday morning, 9:30, open up the Louvre, France, and 4 fellas working in some back alley, set up some traffic cones, block traffic, pull a truck up, rise a bucket up to the second floor, grind open some glass, just walk in. They're in there for like 4 minutes, and they start stealing like Napoleonic jewels. So I'm telling this story right before I come out to do the pod. Our house has had a stomach bug rip through it, so the boys are both home. Violently ill, but now fine. So they're in that sweet spot where they were sick, which means they can't go to school, but now they're great and just get to play Xbox all day. Dad, I was UNLV, and I beat Nevada 70-7. I had 3 pick six. Fantastic, son. Have you vomited any? No. Cool. Anyway, last pod ended with me sharing the story of the thief. Not a thief. He just reappropriated some funds, saw them. I should have made one thing clear. We have this little catch-all on the island in the kitchen where just you throw keys. Yeah. If there's singles or whatever, it just goes there, and it's whoever needs. You need $1, pick it up. So, I mean, whatever. If a single laying around's for fair game, then I guess hundreds in mom's office. Yeah. Not really, but maybe that's how he decided it was okay. Anyway, I'm telling the story about the Louvre thieves, and my guy's like, how'd they do it? And I said, well, they used this glass cutter or some kind of looked like a bandsaw of some sorts. He's like, yeah, then what? Then they went and they smashed open the thing, and he's like, how'd they get away? It's like, oh, they got on mopeds. He's like, huh. And I'm realizing, is he casing the joint? Is he trying to figure out is he going to be a criminal? Because he was interested in the Louvre story for details of how these cat burglars pulled it off. But actually, having been there, I'll be honest, I'm an art guy. I like the art. I went to the Louvre, and it's just a lot of old, fat, naked people. You can have it, man. Renaissance. Why was everyone doughy and pale and laying around? Let me paint that. I'm all set. You go because you're supposed to go. That's why I went. And, okay, there's Mona Lisa, and there's 3,000 people all taking the same shot. I don't know. I mean, it's the Mona Lisa. That's worth seeing. And there's some other stuff. It's fine. There's a bunch of statues of old shit. Fine. There weren't any hot dogs or nothing. But I went to the Louvre to go to the Louvre. But there were way better things to see in Paris, in my opinion, even as a guy that appreciates art. But the notion that you could just bust in there, go get a couple of Vespas or whatever, a bucket truck and some cones, throw on a couple of orange construction vests to stop traffic, bust in and steal jewels. What are we doing in France? You got to tighten it up. And then as I'm flying back last night, I'm reading the story of all this, and apparently there have been a bunch of break-ins in France. They're going to need to tighten up the security, which is odd because when I was in Paris, I saw a bunch of dudes in the street with machine guns. And I just assumed that I guess the thieves knew how to do it because they got the stuff and they split. And apparently art thieves, if you get it once you're gone, they don't get it back. Because yesterday they're like, we will get these back. And I'm thinking, no, you won't, buddy.
Duplicates.
There you go.
I watch movies.
Oh, this is like a film plot?
Yeah.
So you just, here, I'm going to return them to you, but they're not the real ones?
Correct.
Who has the real ones? Some some like oligarch
swinger in those alleys.
No. You gotta sell
underground.
That. Apparently, there was one crown that they lost on the way out. They dropped it. I told Charlie that story. I looked to see his reaction to see did he have disdain for the. Man, you can't let that happen. He didn't say that, thankfully, but it was just interesting. He was interested in the story because he wanted the details of how the heist was pulled off. Which either he's A, curious because it's an interesting story, or B, actually planning a life of crime. I think he's just a kid and he probably won't. We're going to try to dissuade him from that path. Louvre break-in.
Don't have any of those conversations while he's on the meds. Got to have clear-headed.
That's true. You want lucid. I don't even know if he's on meds because I think he just got sick the once. But like if you projectile vomit everywhere at night, I don't think you could just wake up the next day and just swat him on the ass and send him off to the bus.
No.
Go get him, bud.
No, we had that a couple weeks ago.
There's a rule.
Walking to the shower right out.
Were you a puker that could make it to the toilet?
No.
It was not a skill I had either. Used to drive my parents crazy because my wife and my kids, they know and they make it. It's amazing. Little man did not, but he woke up and it was not his. It's not a fault or whatever, but the people that have that skill that know it's happening and can get there, I marvel at that because it would just happen to me where it was always the same. It would be like a burp that would turn into bleh, and it was everywhere. I puked in my dad's work truck. I'll never forget that. He was not happy.
You can't get rid of that smell either.
No, and I remember I just was crying because I was sorry that I did that in his work truck. He wasn't. I mean,
then you never bring it. Like you can't. He's so mad that the sorries don't work. Oh. You know what I mean?
No, but also, he's my dad. He knows I didn't do it on purpose. But then when I went home and I'm right by the toilet and I puked in a different direction, and he's like, "Buzz, you got to try to get in the toilet." That was a rough night. And I think it scarred me mentally, and maybe that's why I never could do it. And it's also why I will literally do anything to not vomit. There are a lot of people, if you feel terrible, you feel so much better after you do. I don't care. I'll eat glass, and you can shoot me with a flamethrower before I willingly throw up.
So you can't put your fingers.
Sit in a room of snakes. Oof. Wow, actually, that's would you rather. Room full of cobras, pit vipers, or puke. I don't know, man. Just take me out.
How about staring off Space Needle?
Do what?
Staring off Space Needle, having to look down.
Dead. Instant death.
It's bad.
Snakes or heights, which worse?
Oh. I'd take my shot with a snake.
That's a reasonable way to look at it.
Dizziness and the legs wobbling when you're up there. Oh,
the feeling in the pit of the stomach. Even when you know you're inside.
You're not right.
No, I'm totally with you.
And that's why I felt on the roller coaster. It sucks.
Yeah, but that snake is like all wiggly and shit.
Having a grab.
Evil. Yeah, you know what? You just
shit out of it.
And that's fair because you see these videos where a kid or somebody that knows what to do, they'll just walk up to the snake and go, "No, it's fine, dude. You just grab it
the tail."
If you can get that tail and you can whip it around and now he's dizzy and all disoriented, you're going to win that fight. But it's just the evil, and they get all curled up and want to get at you. But then heights, I don't know. Heights, puking, and snakes. No bueno. No bueno. I got some heights in the Louvre. You end up looking out over it. Just gets a little, but then you get to see old statues and Renaissance paintings. I can't think of anything that would interest you less than the Louvre.
Nothing.
Steve at the Louvre.
No chance.
Or Steve in Nashville taking in some live music.
A better chance of that for sure. As long as they got cold drinks, I'll give it a shot.
But you've already made your disdain for Europe. It's clear. You don't want any parts of it. So the odds of you ever having to entertain the thought of the Louvre is zero.
Yeah, but now there's a football game in London next year.
For who? Game day?
Well, the Big 12 just announced it. I think it's going to be one of those week zeros.
Yeah, but are you guys going to potentially?
I would think it would be on the table.
Just explain to them that you're not interested in that. Don't have a visa. Don't have the pay.
Pick me up in Dewey Beach then.
Right. Just I'll be in Dewey. Pretty simple. You're a big giant star. Shine up. You show up when you're ready.
Round Ball Rock is back.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
It didn't go anywhere. It's been on Fox for the past however many years for Creighton and Seton Hall.
Which is a sin.
Agreed, but people act like they've been denied access to that thing. Welcome back, NBC, though. That's a real thing. The idea of Costas, that logo, the Bulls, that run, that whole bit. I mean, it's cool that are in that space. The season starts tonight.
Speaking of space, what are they going to do with all the space they spent telling us that Round Ball Rock is back? Because now the season's here. You can't run those ads anymore.
Just play Round Ball Rock over and over and show Tesh in that vest. I'm rocking your face off.
His hair is unbelievable.
Yeah, and he's got a vest.
Who did it on SNL? Sudeikis and it was great.
I don't know.
Sudeikis and
what an amazing thing. I'm an entertainment reporter, but I do these songs, and then I got this one song that becomes this forever the song. There it is.
Yeah,
there
Sudeikis is great.
Yeah, Tesh. He's got a vet. The vest looks like he's a dealer at the Orleans. You going to split eights? Huh? Check change coming in. That's who we're going to hang out with when we extend our flight and play pie.
You know what else we got to get? Because there's one right near the Orleans when we go.
What's that?
In and out.
Sure. 3-way. Forget it. Easy. And then houseway. 3-way?
3x3.
I always call it 3-way. So 3-way houseway would have been funnier. I screwed up the order, but they would know what I meant.
Yeah, 3x3 houseway.
I don't know if I'm supposed to do NBA content.
No. I just have one question for you.
Okay.
It's one of your favorite things.
What?
And it's just one instance. Had an NBA fantasy draft last night.
Oh, what number pick did you have?
2.
Who goes 1?
There's
Jokic.
Yeah.
So Jokic goes 1,
mm-hmm.
And then so you had 2.
I really wanted to take Shea, and I didn't.
Why didn't you?
I took Wemby. Because it's categories. It's not just like points and assists. It's
where did Liddell Eccles go?
Didn't see that.
How about Andre Blatch?
No, he's
okay.
Still playing though.
Go ahead.
So anyway, it's getting down to the bottom of the draft.
Okay.
Kristaps Porzingis is on the board.
He hits a shit ton of threes.
Do you know what team he's on?
Who he play for? Oh, by the way, Ernie, Shaq, Kenny,
Charles.
He's save him. Everyone says him first. I'm save him for last. Welcome to the family. They're on Wednesday. First one. I gotta send texts and say, go get him, have fun, and all that stuff. Porzingis, Atlanta Hawks.
You're right. You've been doing your homework. Locked in.
Atlanta Hawks.
I was like, holy, where the hell have I been?
I like him.
I had no idea.
He was the next one after Dirk, where there was this big guy with range, and then he was 7'3", and then that was, whoa, what's this all about?
Phil Jackson, is he going to take him? He doesn't like Euros.
And now you have a 7'7" man. Apparently Wemby grew.
Yeah.
Although, sources, maybe we don't shoot a shit ton of threes. We go to take your long, lanky frame and put it in the post, and we get a little more post touches.
Who's blocking his jump hook?
No one. Just get him to go to Elijah. Don't even have to go to Elijah on camp. You don't need to get clever with moves. Just go to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Shoot skyhooks. You know why people don't? Because they think it looks corny. Because you got to be going this, 6'7". Make a hook shot. Over and over and over and over.
Rick Barry, free throws. It went in.
Every time. No, it's not cool. You know, it's cool scoring more points than the other team. And if we have a 9-foot tall man that can shoot a hook shot that's unblockable, we could just do it until the game ends. No. Now we got to high leverage threes. Fine.
My 6-year-old, going back to the thief story, saw the video of you telling the story.
Oh. And
her question was,
okay, does he get to keep it?
Oh, no.
Okay, what you want to know?
Daddy, is he going to get grounded forever? Because that's what you would do to me.
No, we're just going to reappropriate
Correct.
the funds.
I tried to.
No, we're good.
I said it was more of a misunderstanding.
He wasn't actually stealing. He just thought because the singles on the counter are fair game. Well, although he had to kind of look for these. It wasn't a Louvre break-in, but
no. But I was like, I think we're kind of making progress here because forever when something happens and they do something they're not supposed to do, is an accident.
Ooh.
And she says that's not an accident.
No, that was
the money in
that was intentional.
So I was like, all right,
Red's
shot clock's up.
Reds said this. We're about to have a shot clock violation.
Speaking of shot clock violations,
Red,
had a 12-year-old hoop game. No words to the refs.
Good job.
We ended up playing 5-on-2.
Foul outs?
Yeah.
I'm
like, we're winning.
Did you have 2 or 5?
We had 5.
Oh.
They had 5 players to start the game. 3 of them fouled out. We were winning. We had about more than halfway of the fourth quarter left. Can we just call the game?
I mean, 5-on-4, you can kind of do it.
I get my team's on the floor, but
how long were the 2 on the floor? I mean, how long?
Like the last 3 minutes of the game.
Please tell me you pressed and just
no. Well, there was a little added, they got all excited now because they knew they had an advantage. Then they're climbing over each other for rebounds and missed shots. We're shooting threes. I'm like, I get you can't hold the ball out and dribble it out for 3 minutes, but I thought the referees could step in and say, you know what, we've had enough here.
Well, I mean,
no mas.
Common sense would say you just ask the other coach, do you want to keep going here?
Yeah, and he's like, he likes to use all his timeouts, and this is one of those guys.
Buddy, you got 2 on the floor.
I'm like, what are we getting out of this? The 4 o'clock window's about to start. We got to get some action in.
Right, I need Daddy needs to play a teaser. You got 2 on the floor. You're down by 40.
So, yeah. Then we had a swim meet where we made progress on all our swims.
We'll like to hear.
So there's a lesson of complaining about practice going 3 times a week. Who's picking me up? Is mommy driving? Is daddy driving? All this stuff during the week. I said, but you got results. Look at the improvement because you put practice in.
No one loves practice.
No.
But you know what everyone loves? Getting medals and ribbons.
There you go. Now, you should have to come in a certain place to get one.
What do you mean?
Like the Olympics. 4th place doesn't get anything.
True.
Let's use that moving forward.
Medal stand.
8-team tournament, the 7th place team probably shouldn't get anything. We're getting participation stuff, We can do away with that.
Yeah, but you could explain that. Do you really want that? Is that what you want? The 7th place thing? No.
No, but when the top ones get it, you say that's the goal.
I understand. Sure.
And then one more thing, travel. Tirico said it 3 times because their Super Bowl promo started. And I'm thinking about you and I. We just finished week 9 of college football. And Tirico says, 16 weeks from tonight, Super Bowl Sunday. I'm like, that's our finish line.
Sure. Sort of.
And we got a lot. We're just getting warmed up, buddy.
Correct. That's fine.
All right.
Heart and gas tank, both full.
Halloween, we're good? Costumes?
Apparently. I think.
You dressing up?
I might.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll go as Slender Man. Scare the crap out of everybody. Just stand at the front door. Be Slender Man. Should I do that? Is that like a meme or a GIF? What is that? Slender Man. Is that an act? Slender Man is
I don't even know what you're
Slender Man.
That?
I don't know. I think he fucks people up.
Yeah, it looks like it. That guy's like 9 feet tall.
Oh, so am I.
No face. That's kind of creepy.
Right, so I'll just get a white, like a white stocking.
It's
and
a
put
pantyhose.
Yeah, white pantyhose. Do people wear those anymore? I feel like a hose of going out the window. I don't know. Yeah, so I'm gonna get it. I've got the suit. I'll just get white pantyhose. And just walk around the street aimlessly
With a thing.
I would
on
actually
your back.
I would be frightening to people.
You would be very good.
Sure. So there you go. I'll be Slender Man.
No with sunglasses. There you go.
Here's what I'm not doing. That. Okay? No, I'm just going to walk up and down the street, try to be pleasant to the neighbors, make sure people don't fall down running in between houses. That's the role. I think. Or I'll be Slender Man. No, my kids would be scared to death.
It's a Friday night, too.
I think so.
Parents are pumped.
You're in that cul-de-sac where people just set up and the adults get bombed.
Oh,
right?
we got the flyer the other night.
Flyer?
Yeah, like Halloween party at so-and-so place. Drinks for kids and adults.
Whoa.
I'm like, people are just getting...
You want a little cider?
Shit-faced.
A little sarsaparilla?
The hot cider with the goods in it, it ain't bad.
Now, the problem is you end up 6 or 7 of those, and then you're...
Can't walk back and trick or treat.
You got any Twix? Where's the Twix?
I need some bread. You got bread?
All right, we're done. We've lost the plot. I was interested in your fantasy team. I forgot. You have Wemby. Do you like your team? Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you in next year?
For what?
NBA fantasy?
I don't know how it works.
All right, well, I'll teach you this year.
It frustrates me. I get too frustrated.
Maybe,
but if I'm only in one league, then that'll probably be all right.
All right.
Welcome back, NBC. NBA starts tonight. That's all I got.
All right.
Wednesday, Ernie, Kenny, Shaq, Charles. Tip-off. Inside. Other stuff. Saturday night from Nashville. You going to join us from the Hootenanny or what? Can you do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll be there. Live.
Yeah, live show.
Do it live.
Have a good week. Thanks for listening. And where's the red?
Gnawing on something.
Red. Bye.